Good evening, everyone. This is Jeff Tech P McKinney, and this is an episode of Tech P What's the What. Today we came here with a very specific intention. But before we get to that, I do want to take a moment to make sure that I set this up properly. Um, you know, I've been working towards my own dreams and accomplishing my own goals. And for some time, there has been a good amount of silence, I would say. And it's required a journey through the wilderness and a bunch of faith and listening to the source, listening to God. And at one point I reached out and I said a prayer and it was really about the amount of silence that I was hearing and how much belief I had in the vision for One2Gration and the purpose of delivering equality in our lifetime. And the prayer was, if you gave me this vision, do you really expect for me to do it alone? And what I heard back very clearly was, when I send them, you will know them. And so here we are today, and I couldn't be more proud, more humbled to be joined by Mr. Ray Shuford. And before we get into why we're here to talk about a dream that Ray's been manifesting called the Billionaire's Concierge. And we'll talk about the why and the what, but I've got to share how much it means to me to have Ray as a partner. And he's so much more than a partner. But in order to set that up, I got to go back and say Ray was a mentor to me before I even knew what a mentor was. And so this has been a relationship that's been cultivated since the time I was about 12 or 13 years old. Ray was roughly 8 or 9 years older than I, and was a model that I could relate to, with a rich family history of serving the community. And we had lost contact until we both, Ray sat on a panel that I moderated for Juneteenth that Terrence Wright put together out in Plano. And in that moment, I immediately was able to think about what I had heard from God when He told me, when I send them, you will know. And so I immediately started to envision and dream of ways that Ray and I could support one another. And it's a great moment for me to be here in this position today to support Ray's vision with the Billionaire's Concierge. So Ray, before we get in, first, thank you for all that you've done. A lot of people out there know all of those details and your background, and we'll work on telling more about that. But today we want to specifically talk about this Billionaire's Concierge. Before we get into the what, tell us why this dream even exists.
Well, first and foremost, I got to say, let's go. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Jeff McKinney,
Yes.
thank you for that eloquent introduction, man. I don't need all of that today. We want to get right into the reason why we have created this Billionaire's Concierge. So many people have seen me retired at 50 years old, now living a true dream of not being connected to no one other than God, my family, and my friends, just being free in a space. But I created a business that I have been doing such a long time, just a new way of doing it, called Ray's Nice Look Mobile, in the business entrepreneur space. And having nearly 40 years of ownership in business is what I tip my hat on. And so that's one of the reasons why everything is created today. And so many people ask me, how did you start a business? How did you get your brand of Ray's Nice Look? And how did you continue to travel in a mobile setup? And I got the answer to it. But then even before that, Tech P, man, somebody asked me, they said, okay, cool, man. We know that you've written one book. I said, no, I haven't written one book. I've written a series of books, which is you have a whole stack of books here. Where we talk about 4, 5 different books. So I said let's get that right first before we even
Yeah,
talk about the
yeah.
first book. But man, so many people really have a dream to get their idea, get their thoughts to paper from the pen and out there into the atmosphere. And so teaching people how to write books, teaching people how to get their thoughts from their head to a paper. And man, that's another reason why. But then also as well, people see the videos and they see the speaking to hundreds of people, inspiring them, motivating them to be great or whatever their pain point may be. And so that's another reason why the Billionaire's Concierge was created, because I deal with so many people in the billionaire space. And when I mention the billionaire space, I'm not saying that they're possibly billionaires monetarily wise, Tech P, but I'm saying that they're billionaires with the advice and the expertise and the knowledge and the wisdom that they impart with me. And I want to impart back to them with this knowledge, bro. So that's the reason why this Billionaires Concierge Mastermind was created. Everybody else has a mastermind. So why can't we have a mastermind for a select group of people who are serious about speaking, writing books, and building a business and a brand for themselves? So that's why, Jeff P.
You know, I've never asked you about the name, but to hear you deliver that message and land on that point, it really resonates with me. And you, you can attest to this. We talked about this a bit. You know, I'm a severe ADHD guy, uh, a guy that's diagnosed with PTSD from corporate America. I've been having these set of physical manifestations, type of headaches for 2 years, and I've always asked myself, what can I do to bring meaning to the pain, and be able to make sure that we take uh, this experience and be able to impact as many people as possible. And it wasn't until we started to dream and I started to watch you that I started to think about what would it be like if I were to write a book. And at no point at any other time in my life did I ever dream of writing the book. And when I mentioned it to you, your response was like, it was kind of like already done. Like the way that you inspired, and it put me to the point where every night before I go to bed, I got to look at the bedtime to make sure I'm getting enough rest because I'm writing.
Right.
And so I can already tell you that just being and sharing the same space with you is inspiring me to do something that I never thought that I would do in penning a book, to be able to share the stories of the why behind One2Gration and how we're going to go and deliver equality in this lifetime, and all the trauma that we imagine addressing. Tell us, what is this? Like, what is the Billionaire Concierge? What exactly? I hear you talking about books. I hear you talking about speaking. It's really wrapping all of the many hats. What
Right.
is it?
Right. So basically, like what I was mentioning, I said that I come in contact with so many individuals who give knowledge, who give wisdom, who have their purpose on point. And Tech P, you are definitely one of those individuals that inspire me as well. And so, with that knowledge that I've been given, I want to give that back as much as I can in mass droves, and bottle it up like you did, like you drink your water. I mean, just like that, just as if drinking water. I want to give that back to the people who are really serious about gathering knowledge, gathering information. You can go to all types of apps and on the web and social media, but there's nothing more personable than knowing an individual or being in a room with people who have contacts that are physical and breathing and lifelike contacts that give you that can add value to your dream, add reason to your purpose, and inspire you in ways that you never thought you could be inspired. You can go all around the circle bumping your head, but why bump your head when you have people at the Billionaires Concierge, at the Mastermind, that will give you knowledge, myself including you moderating a wonderful panel of individuals that we're going to have that are experts, are leaders in business, experts and leaders in branding, experts and leaders in book writing. And that's the good thing about it. If you be in the room, and the room is only limited for a certain amount of people. That's why we're going live. We're letting people know right now that it has space for 30 to 40 people. We already have about 20 people or so booked up. So about 20 spots available for this signature mastermind conference or seminar or whatever you want to call it, this session of a continuation, because the people that will be linking up that actually come and participate, it just doesn't stop there. It goes on, with the mentoring afterwards, and a connection and different course value that's going to be added, because you can talk about it all day long, but being proven and being with someone who's written a book or 5 books, who speaks on a regular to different organizations, and also too has a brand that everybody knows for such a long period of time. And so, man, if whatever someone wants to do, I tell them, I spoke with a lady the other day about starting her own podcast show. So the first thing I asked her was like, how much do you know about podcasting? I know you want to do it. She said she knows absolutely little, not almost like nothing. That's why she needed the help. So it's really imperative for someone like that to be involved with the Billionaires Concierge, because I mentioned a second ago, you can go all around the circle bumping your head. But why bump your head when you already have someone and some people who have knowledge of what you are trying to do? Why not make it easier, man? I'm too old now at this stage of my life to do things the hard way. So I want to give back to some people to save them time, to save them energy, to save them money of what costed me, but I don't want to have them to have to go through the same things that I had to go through. Now you got to work, don't get me wrong, but there are tips, there is energy, there is strategies that will help you get to your goal a lot faster.
You know, Ray. So you know that I'm a community builder,
Yes,
and
indeed.
you know, um, in 20 years of working in technology, I acquired a set of skills, and I gotta be honest. It's very challenging for me to leverage those skills inside of those same type of spaces, because those spaces haven't worked out for me. This and so now I think about how do we take the passion of Ray and his dreams, and how can I take all of those skills that I have acquired in that time, and now be able to support the purpose of Ray. And so when I think about the word concierge, I can't really think of any way that it has a negative connotation. Anytime there's a concierge involved, this is about living in a space, in a lane that's about moving forward with a certain air and feel. And so that's what I see this space portraying, if you will. When I think about, okay, now let me lend my creative imagination to how do we curate a space that actually has tremendous amount of value to the participants. I see us being able to put people in front of a camera and allow for them to articulate their purpose and the why behind their dreams. Because to use words one is actually activating into the realm of this plane, and now they're saying this is my intent, and words have power. And so when I think about how I came from a place where I was diagnosed with PTSD and beat down, I have to tell you, those videos that you see me running around with flames on and the poetry you see me writing, I consumed that to program my subconsciousness to tell myself, yes, I can. Right. Yes, I can achieve. And so I see putting people in front of a camera and allowing for them to not only speak out and say things to state their purpose, but also to be able to say it over and over and over again to themselves. And so I see us being able to package that up, be able to provide that to them as a deliverable in follow up because of their participation. I see them being a part of the community. So Ray will have a Billionaire's Concierge space inside of the One2Gration community. And as he said, this is just the start. This is not the end. As you can see, Ray has had a long track record. I can speak to the last, I'm 43, I can speak to the last 30 years. Ray, can you give just a few more bits of your actual resume, just so we know what that last 30 years looks like?
Okay. So I know that there's someone out there saying, well, he's speaking about this. What makes him, an expert in his perspective fields or his hats that he wears? I went to barber school at 13 years old. I received my barber's certificate or license at the age 16. At 18 years old, I was part ownership in the family barbershop that I had. So I was a business owner at 18. So from 18 to 52 years of age right now, I've been a entrepreneur, licensed businessman. So that holds for a lot of knowledge in the business, era. In 2008, I wrote my first book. In 2013, I wrote my fourth book. And in 2021, I wrote my fifth book. And so I do think I know how to write books, having 5 books on the table. So that is part of the resume as well. And then if you want to continue the track record, I actually was employed with the city of Dallas as a first responder for nearly 3 decades of my life. And upon retiring in 2021, I created the nonprofit organization entitled To the Next Shift, which helps first responders with support, solutions, and success so that they can be successful on and off the job. And so many people, again, that's an added thing, Tech P. They want to start a nonprofit, but don't know how to do that. I've built 2 nonprofits from the ground, going back to 1998 when I was the founder of Mentoring Brother to Brother, that mentors young African-American men from ages 6 to 16 that come from a single parent home with no father. And we just celebrated 25 years of Mentoring Brother to Brother last 2 weeks ago. So there's so much wealth and knowledge in the Billionaire's Concierge Mastermind, and giving it away, man, that's pretty much what we're doing. We're giving, like one of my friends like to say, free game. All you have to do is sign up and show up. Now, it always comes with a small price, but, there are things that you will receive when you sign up. But the main thing that you will receive, which is priceless, is the knowledge, the mentorship, and the relationships. You can't put a price tag on that, especially if you want to get something achieved and accomplished. I just don't really know what to tell you, but you got to sign up.
Hey, listen, I don't know how else to respond to that than to just
1, 2, you can make change if you want to. Just gotta get a bit uncomfortable. Today's a great day to be great and to make tomorrow better than yesterday. Bobby Boucher, did you drink your water, boy? Did you think of all the boys and
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Us to lead a better way. 1, 2.
Hey, everyone, it is my pleasure. It is a blessing from the Father above to be able not only to have Ray in this space of Tech P What's the What, but to have him as a fellow dreamer and collaborator and brother partnering as we go forward. And until I am no longer here, my commitment is to dedicate all of my efforts to being focused on addressing the challenges that plague humanity, and Ray's a huge contributor already to that, as you've heard. And I look forward to seeing you all at the Billionaires Concierge. Ray, how can they sign up?
Hey, you can sign up by contacting myself or you, Tech P. Hey, the actual date is going to be September the 9th. It's going to be from 9 to noon. Man, like we said, we have about 35 to 40 spots, and we already have about 20 people who've already inquired and have already put their places in motion. So if the place is going to be at 4043 Lake Ridge Parkway in Grand Prairie, Texas, at the State Bridge Hotel, a beautiful event is center there, and it's going to be great. And just like the song says, it's a great day to be great. But you can sign up. All you have to do, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram at Superman1906, and we're on what's that other platform, Jeff?
Facebook, LinkedIn.
It's LinkedIn under Ray Shuford, RaySchufford, or like I always say in the hood, just Google us.
Yeah, and before we go, I wouldn't be doing the dream any justice if I didn't fire it up one time and just show you the new home of where we're going with being able to deliver equality and be able to have a very clean, seamless place for people to actually come and join. Ladies and gentlemen, this is One2Gration, the community. And as you can see, it's live. There's participation, there's activity, and when it's all said and done, and we get a call to action for that group that we call the Billionaire Concierge, that space will live inside of One2Gration. We'll be able to tell the stories through O2G TV. If you come here, you'll be able to see those various types of things that speak positively of our culture and also show what our intentions are and how we're actually going out in the community and serving one another. And so this is just the beginning. Right now, you'll hear more about this new community of One2Gration. It's very, very early, but it's the future. It's an algorithmless place that focuses on your rhythm. Because as I'm learning through reading the book, What Happened to You, all of us are searching for a way back to our rhythm. So with that being said, I'm Jeff Tech P. McKinney. Thank you for joining. Reach out. We're looking forward to seeing you in the place September the 9th. Ray, take us away.
Hey, it's a great day to be great. Hey, we look forward to seeing you. Hey, as always, hey, stay safe. Always inspire. Always motivate. Hey, we love you and God bless you.
At Our Diverse Perspectives, we focus on supporting business owners and entrepreneurs so that communities prosper. To learn more about how we can support you, please visit www.ourdiverseperspectives.com. Sign up for your evaluation today.